Agriculture has long been one of the foundations of the Philippine economy. Across more than 7,000 islands, generations of farmers have cultivated the land, producing crops that nourish communities, support livelihoods, and connect the country to markets around the world. Each region contributes to this story in its own way. From the fertile plains of Luzon to the rich landscapes of the Visayas and Mindanao, Philippine agriculture reflects the diversity and abundance of the nation's natural resources. Among these regions, Mindanao stands as the country's agricultural powerhouse. Its fertile lands and favorable growing conditions have made it the leading producer of several of the Philippines' most important high-value crops, supplying nearly 75% of the country's bananas, 76% of its pineapples, and more than half of its coconuts. Yet beyond these widely recognized industries lies another story. Across the provinces of Mindanao, thousands of farmers continue to cultivate one of the country's most iconic fruits. From Davao region to Soc-Sargen, northern Mindanao and beyond, the island has steadily established itself as one of the Philippines' major mango-producing regions. Behind every harvest is a story of perseverance, a story of an industry that has weathered challenges, embraced innovation, and continues to evolve. This is the story of Mindanao's mango industry, its roots, its resilience, and its journey towards a sweeter future.
Ang daming pinagbago sa mango industry since nung nagsimula kami, unang-una sa kagamitan. Dati, mano-mano pa. Ngayon, high-tech na, mayroon ng makina. And lately, may iba na, nag-apply na ng drone machine sa pag-spray ng mangga.
Before, nung nag-umpisa ako, way back 2010, and until now, pinagpapatuloy pa rin natin yung ating mango production. But nandyan kasi yung ups and down na-encounter natin sa area. Yung cost of production mo is manageable. No? Pero ngayon, nagdubli na.
Isa rin sa nagbago sa industriya ng mangga, ang production cost. Kasi dati, yung nag-uumpisa lang kami mag-spray, konti lang yung mga tinatawag nating peste sa pag-spray ng mangga. Kaya yung interval ng spraying dati, hindi ganoon ka lapit ang days of interval of spraying. In terms naman sa volume of production, ngayon, mas maraming farms ang na-utilize kasi yung mga grafted na mangoes, malalaki na, nagagamit na. Dati kasi yung ini-sprayhan lang namin, yung centennial trees. Ngayon, ektarya na yung manggahan na pwede mong gamitin. Ang challenge lang sa panahon ngayon ay ang climate change. Kasi dati, kabisado mo na kung anong buwan uulan, kailang buwan hindi. Ngayon, hindi na natin masasabi kasi nga, nag-iba na yung klima ng panahon.
Well, in spite of the fact na maraming challenges, siguro dito sa atin sa Mindanao, ang napakaganda dito, marami yung weather disturbance, no? Pero hindi tayo natatamaan ng bagyo.
Maganda rin dahil tuloy-tuloy ang production ng mangga. Walang season. Lahat ng panahon pwede. Umihinto lang ang mga taga Mindanao. Kung mag-spray sila dito ng mangga, mababa na ang magiging output, yung presyo.
That advantage isn't just local. While mango exporting neighbors like Thailand, Taiwan, Cambodia, Australia, and Vietnam can only harvest during their fixed growing seasons, Mindanao's climate lets farmers produce from January to December. Combined with the sweetness many call among the best in the world, it's an edge that keeps Mindanao mangoes competitive, even as the road to global markets grows harder.
Kapag benefits po sa amin yan, ma'am, malaking tulong doon sa hanap buhay namin, sa whole year round produce namin ng mangga. Kasi sa klima namin doon sa North Cotabato, hindi masyadong maulan at hindi din masyadong mainit. Sa aming community, marami akong nabigyan ng mga trabaho at nakakatulong sa hanap buhay, lalo na sa mga kasamahan kong mga farmer doon.
For decades, Philippine mangoes reached traditional markets like Japan, South Korea, and Hong Kong. Between 2006 and 2018, exporters could fill up to 10 containers a week, but as early as around 2010, many farmers began encountering production problems, making it increasingly difficult to maintain both yield and profitability. Inconsistent production, pest and disease pressure, climate change, rising production costs, and increasing competition from other exporting countries all place pressure on growers and exporters alike. At the same time, importing countries introduce stricter food safety requirements, particularly around maximum residue limits, or MRL, making it even more difficult to access many of the industry's traditional export markets. Volumes exported to these MRL restricted markets sharply declined, and that is putting it very mildly. For the farmers who grow the fruit, this is where resilience is tested the most.
Isang pagdidiscovery kung anong mabuting gawin, ma-protect namin ang aming pinoproduce na mangga, lalo na sa during production. Unang-una, i-condition namin yung mangga para magiging high resistance sila doon sa sakit. Tapos, kami din na mga farmer, discovery ayon sa required na mga chemical na gagamitin namin na pwedeng tanggapin doon sa ibang bansa.
Noon kasi, yung hindi pa masyado stricto or masilan yung ating mango export, marami pang napapadala natin sa labas noon. So, na-appreciate nila yung mango natin dito sa Pilipinas. Yung export natin, unti-unti nang bumababa. Kasi nga, doon sa epekto ng MRL ng chemicals. Kaya sa ngayon, medyo siguro may ilang porsyento na lang yung export quality po natin.
Every time na mag-induce kami, mag-conduct kami ng mga activity, particularly sa during production, is a challenge every time kasi hindi lang naman pests and diseases ang mga challenges sa production ng mangga. Kasama na po doon yung mga weather condition natin. Pero through innovation, kung paano mapaboost yung production ng mango industry is marami ng mga methods na ginagamit. Kumbaga, sinusunod na lang namin yung mga protocol. Kung minsan may binibigay na mga protocol yung mga chemical company, kung ano yung mga bagong protocol na yon. So, pinapalo na lang namin yun. Kumbaga, yung regarding sa pag-stricto during exportation. Sa pag-export kasi ng mangga, usually, yung magiging problema kasi doon yung tinatawag na nila yung resulta ng MRL, yung maximum residual limit, which is, yun siya is nagiging problema yon kasi galing yun sa mga chemicals na ginagamit. So, sa ngayon, hindi pa namin ma-identify kung anong mga chemicals yun siya. Yung mataas ang MRL niya, kung bakit hindi tayo nakakapasa during exportation. Kaya gusto namin na sana matulungan kami ng pamahalaan natin para lang ma-trace namin kung ano yung mga MRL na yon para magiging maganda ang magiging resulta ng exportation natin ng ating produkto. Sana magkaroon ng testing center before natin i-export and then matrace talaga kung anong chemicals yon. Para kung anong chemicals na yun, hindi na namin gagamitin.
Ang exportation, tingin ko kaya naman talaga ng Mindanao. Kayang ibigay yung magandang produkto ng mangga, una-una sa handling, yan ang napakahalaga. Kasi pagdating sa export, masilan ang pag-i-export. Kaya naman po ng mga taga Mindanao ang ganong klaseng sistema para sa pagta-transport, lahat ng bagay na para magkaroon ng magandang quality ang mangga.
As the industry continues to address these challenges, exports have had to look beyond their traditional markets. Today, Mindanao mangoes are finding their way into new destinations like Europe and the United Arab Emirates. Export volumes remain modest, but there is real hope that renewed global demand for fresh fruit will help the industry not only expand into new markets, but eventually reclaim the ones it once served.
Ako, I considered myself as a mango output. Nakikita ko naman, ang mangga, medyo madaming challenges, pero kahit papaano, yung mga mango growers and contractors, nagsusurvive naman. Kasi we modify, we innovate. Pag may mga problema namang dumating, nagtutulungan naman yung mga contractors at saka yung mga chemical companies pag-introduce ng mga bagong products para sa mga bagong mga insektong dumating sa aming pagmamangga na kailangan naming puksain. Ang pagmamangga ay isang mahirap na negosyo. Ika nga nila, survival of the fittest, kasi ang daming challenges na pagdaanan bago ka makakita ng output. For example, kaya nga tinatawag nila ang mangga the fruit of sacrifice. Kasi ang daming sakripisyo bago ka magtagumpay. Starting from land preparation, papunta sa induction, papunta sa interval, and harvesting. Kaya yung iba, parang nahihirapan na sila na i-continue ang pagmamangga. Kaya kami naman, ina-encourage namin yung mga kasamahan namin na hindi mag-discourage. Yung failures, nandyan naman yan parati. If ever madapa, mag-ask lang ng assistance or help, at saka dasal parati para sa panahon ng pollination mo, maganda yung panahon, maganda yung ani, at sa awa ng Diyos, pag maganda ang presyo, maganda rin yung kita.
Makakatulong talaga sa hanap buhay. Dahil nagka-unite kaming mga manggero, nagtutulungan, yun ang nakita ko na mga opportunity na tuloy-tuloy yung success namin sa industry.
Need siguro namin na matutunan yung mga bagong technology at yung magiging tulong sa amin ng government, mga assist ng government sa amin na may bibigay para mas lalo namin ma-improve yung production namin.
Gusto namin na ma-sustain yung needs ng local community at saka sa pang-export na kailangan meron talaga kaming, ang hinahangad kasi namin is monthly meron kaming produce para hindi mawala yung mangga sa hapagkainan natin. Kasi kumbaga malaki ang maitutulong nun, hindi lang sa pangkabuhayan, kundi yung mga basic needs natin. May mga sinumitin na kami na mga problema sa ahensya ng Department of Agriculture. So I hope na in the coming future, sa pagmamangga dito sa may Mindanao, mas mapabuti pa namin yung production ng mangga dito sa Mindanao, hindi lang sa may Mindanao, kundi sa buong Pilipinas na rin, para matulungan natin yung ekonomiya ng ating bansa.
Panawagan sa lahat ng mga buyer natin, lalong-lalo na dito sa Mindanao, na sana naman huwag naman masyadong ibaba yung presyo. Kasi yun yung isang challenge talaga. Maganda yung production mo, tapos dito ka naman matatalo sa presyo kasi nga yung cost of production ngayon mataas na masyado.
And yet, for all its quality, the Philippine Carabao mango has yet to establish a unified identity in the global market. Beyond the world-recognized Guimaras mango brand and the well-known informal name, Manila Super Mango, few realize that the Philippine mangoes they enjoy may come from producing regions across Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. But this story is not about one region competing with another. It is about recognizing the Philippine Carabao mango as a national treasure wherever it is grown. Each region contributes its own strengths, and each harvests its own story. As the industry looks ahead, there is an opportunity not only to expand production and reach new markets, but to build a strong and recognizable Philippine Carabao mango brand, one that creates lasting demand, celebrates the fruit's exceptional quality, and showcases the farmers and communities behind every harvest. Like the world's most successful agricultural brands, the Philippine Carabao mango deserves to be recognized not only for where it is grown, but for the excellence it represents.
Sa mga kasama ko ng mga mango contractor, mango processor, wag lang tayo mawala ng pag-asa, patuloy lumaban. At baka dumating yung panahon, makita natin yung magandang kinabukasan.